What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, it's your host, Calvin Domingo, aka Steezy A. Smith, back at it yet again with another edition, another episode of Breaking Down the Trade, brought to you by the 32-Bit Network. I know it's a little late. The NFL draft was last Thursday, and I know that Hollywood Brown was also traded to Arizona Cardinals. We will get to that, but today I want to talk about one of the best receivers in the game, one of the brightest in the game, A.J. Brown to the Philadelphia Eagles on draft night, and was arguably the shock of the night. The Tennessee Titans, and they said that they wasn't going to trade him, but they ended up trading wide receiver A.J. Brown to the Philadelphia Eagles for a first and a third round pick. That first round pick was 18th overall, ultimately spent on Treylon Burks, and the third round pick was a 101 first pick in the draft. A.J. Brown then subsequently signed a 4-year, $100 million contract with the Philadelphia Eagles, which makes him the fourth highest paid wide receiver in the NFL in terms of average annual value, and it makes him the seventh highest paid wide receiver in terms of guaranteed money with $57 million. Now, with A.J. Brown, I feel like, I'm going to just say it, the Philadelphia Eagles have the best team in the NFC East. Coming off a year in which they went 9-8, they lost in the wild card round to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They led the league in rushing with just about 160 rushing yards per game. However, 26th in the NFL in passing per game, barely cracked over 200 yards a game. Now, I understand that they had to limit the offenses as far as, what they were able to do in the passing game because of Jalen Hurts' limitations. And, he's still developing. He's still young. That was last year was really his first full year as a starter. And so they couldn't really open up the playbook as far as the passing game. And so I know that outside of a Devontae Smith, they didn't have very many weapons. Jalen Reagor hasn't turned out. Dallas Goedert missed a couple of games. But I feel like with the A.J. Brown coming in, he's used to playing in a run-heavy type of scheme, in a run-heavy type of system. And so I don't think that this is going to completely damage and derail his value. I still see him as a bona fide wide receiver one. I mean, we talked about it. Philadelphia's passing offense was, and to put it generously, anemic. And I think with him coming in, he's definitely going to help aid the development of a Jalen Hurts. Now, I know that they haven't played together. They never played together in college or anything like that, but they do have a relationship. Jalen Hurts, according to A.J. Brown, was actually vying for the Philadelphia front office to trade for an A.J. Brown. And so I think with him coming in, like I said, the Dallas Cowboys, I know they won the division last year. I know they have the best quarterback in the division in the Dak Prescott. I know they still have weapons, CeeDee Lamb, Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard, obviously Michael Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence on defense. They retained Dan Quinn, who many thought was going to leave and become a head coach elsewhere. But I feel like with Philadelphia, I mean, we're talking about a team that led the league in rushing, that have an ascending young quarterback in a Jalen Hurts. You have a Devontae Smith now with an A.J. Brown. Devontae Smith is gonna benefit off of this. Jalen Hurts is gonna benefit off of this. Now Philadelphia can actually see if this is gonna be their franchise quarterback moving forward, just because they provided him with adequate weapons. They provided him with an adequate scheme. He now has, I feel like, one of the better wide receiver duos in the NFL with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. He has a ground attack that finished number one in the NFL, and I know a lot of it did come from his own legs, but look, Nick Sirianni knows how to best utilize his players. He knows how to scheme his offense, and I feel like, look, their future is bright. The Philadelphia Eagles, especially considering what they also did in trading up for a Jordan Davis, that solidifies and fortifies a massive hole on their defense. They got Nakobe Dean, who is arguably the best defender on the best defensive college football team that we've seen in a while. We're talking about Hassan Reddick that they also managed to add in free agency, which helps to fortify and address that pass rush. This team is legitimate. And when you look at the NFC, and it's kind of in a state of flux, right? I mean, outside of the Rams, outside of the Buccaneers, I don't see too many teams that really will compete as title threats. I mean, the Niners, yes, they're going to be there. The Packers, as long as Aaron Rodgers is there, they will be a threat. But I don't trust the Cowboys. I don't trust the Cardinals. The Saints could be a sleeper, but I feel like with the Philadelphia Eagles, they're a dark horse contender in the NFC. They're easily the best team in the NFC East. And, watch this team win the division. Watch this team make the playoffs and go on a run. I feel like A.J. Brown is that good. The man is 24 years old. And for fantasy purposes, I know a lot of people are down on A.J. Brown. But look, like I just said, like I alluded to at the top of the show, the man is 24 years old. He already has displayed potential to be a wide receiver one, to be a wide receiver two in a run-heavy attack. Now, Philadelphia's not going to give him $100 million to just continue running the rock. Now, they are going to implement him in offense. They are going to get him more involved. They are going to utilize the passing game more than they did last year. And so I think for fantasy-wise, I know a lot of people are drafting right now, especially in dynasty leagues, rookie leagues, and whatnot. I would trade 1-6 for AJ Brown. I would trade 1-7, 1-8, 1-9. Heck, I might even trade 1-5 for an AJ Brown. He's played in a run-heavy scheme before, and he has put up numbers before. And I feel like with Jalen Hurts, they do have a relationship, and I feel like that's going to help. We've seen that across the league where guys, playing with their best friend, or where guys that have played with college teammates, those relationships help. And I feel like with the Jalen Hurts and the AJ Brown, I mean, the Eagles are definitely going to be a dark horse team in the NFC. Mark my words, they'll win the NFC East. And they'll be a better team than the Dallas Cowboys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Again, this has been your host, Calvin Domingo, aka Steezy A. Smith, breaking it down on another edition of Breaking Down the Trade, brought to you by the 32-Bit Network. AJ Brown to the Eagles was the topic of discussion today, and I hope you guys have a great day. Stay blessed.